if you're a total dork like me and you love cleaning, it still is frustrating when you are wasting time cleaning and you feel like you're trying to clean something and you can't get it clean. You're using all the products that you can think of, buy, that you see advertisements for. Listen, I get it, okay? I'm the same way. There's certain little things in my home that frustrate me to no end. I have spent just so many years soaking up as much information as I can from both my elders and the wise women in my life, as well as the internet and Pinterest and YouTube. So I'm going to take all of that information and I'm going to share it with you guys today. I'm going to share the nuggets, the good stuff. And even though I enjoy cleaning, I don't want to be doing it all the time, and I do want to do it smarter, not harder, right? Don't we all? Grab a pen and paper because you're going to want to write these down. They are good, I promise. Have you ever tried to clean a lampshade? Cleaning lampshades is honestly quite difficult, and if you dust them with like a Swiffer or a microfiber cloth or anything like that, you end up kind of like smearing around the dust into almost like you build it up into dirt, basically. It's very weird the way that dust as it falls just kind of settles on the light little tiny hairs on top of a lampshade. And when you go to clean it with just a regular dust rag or something, it just kind of spreads it around and makes a mess. Well, my friend, I have got a tip that is so easy peasy for you. Instead of dusting with a rag and a Swiffer or anything like that, you just want to grab that handy dandy lint roller that you use to get the 8 pounds of dog hair off your black leggings, and you're going to lint roll your lampshades. You guys, it is a game changer for cleaning lampshades without smearing dust and dirt around. And listen, I should have said this in the intro. If you're somebody that's like, you might know some of these, heck, you might know all of them, and you might just roll your eyes at me and be like, Angie, everybody knows that. Well, maybe they do, but I didn't. So this video is for the others like me who didn't know. So if you already know, you're 5 steps ahead of us. For the rest of us who are bringing up the rear, let us have our exciting moments, please, about cleaning hacks that we didn't know about, okay? The next one. I talk so much on this channel about tips and hacks and things for cleaning and staying on top of kid mess, but also dog hair, dog smell, cat hair, cat smell, animal stink and dander and such. We love our animals so much, but man, do they just make a mess in your house and make your furniture and other things in your home that smell kind of musty, dirty, stinky. I mean, we love them, but they are not known for their cleanliness. I am always doing things to get dog smell out of my sofa. We no longer allow our big white Great Pyrenees dogs onto our sofa. I drew the line and said no more. Now, if I'm not home, my husband will probably let them on the sofa because he just can't say no to them. I don't understand this relationship. They have control over him. It makes no sense. However, we do still allow our smaller dogs up on the sofa. So Jessie, my golden doodle, a toy Aussie, a Boykin Spaniel, we have a bunch of little dogs, okay? And they do still get up on the sofa. So keeping the sofa clean and having it not smell like dog is very important to me. Now, obviously, I often, probably more often than the average person, just remove the cushion covers from my sofa and wash them. But if you want something that will work quickly-ish, and mean that you don't have to strip the sofa and wash and dry and do all of that and then put everything back on. This is just one of those things. It's one of those products. There's 2 products that you're going to hear me talk about multiple times in this video, and they are cheap, and you probably already have them in your house, okay? You need to take baking soda, okay? You need to take one of those strainers. Honestly, you could use like the kind that you squeeze when you're sifting flour for making bread or biscuits or something, the flour sifter. You could use that, or one of the very fine strainers and tap that. And you just want to tap the baking soda all over the sofa. A dusting of snow has just happened on top of your sofa. That's what you want. And you're going to let it sit. You're going to let it sit for, honestly, as long as you can tolerate, whether that's waiting till your kids come back inside or if you can leave it overnight or whatever. You want to let that sit because the baking soda absorbs odors and oils and things like that. Baking soda is just kind of one of those miracle products. So you want to let it sit and do its absorption. That's kind of a mouthful. You want to let it sit and do its absorption thing on your sofa for as long as you can. And then you want to take a vacuum like attachment. preferably one of kind of the flathead ones, and vacuum all that baking soda up and take away all that stinky animal smell, hair, a little bit of oils left over, whatever, just the stinkiness off the sofa with the vacuum. So super easy. Again, things you probably already have just laying around that can, just make it go so much smoother and easier. Number 3, this is one that I just more recently learned about, and I am pretty darn impressed with it. And that is cleaning your wood cutting boards with salt and lemon. Now, the trick here is that you can't just grab any old like Morton's table salt. You really need like a coarse salt that's going to help actually think of like when you use a body scrub in the shower and the exfoliation. You kind of want the same thing here for your cutting boards. If you're like us, you use your cutting boards for all kinds of things. I try to keep the wood ones to just like fruits and vegetables and not meats, but I can't promise that that's always the case. So they do need a good clean and to look fresher and newer. So you're just going to scrub them with coarse salt and a lemon cut in half, and take the juicy side of the lemon down and scrub and clean that and rinse it. And it will just breathe new, fresh, spring, lovely life back into your wood cutting boards. And again, this is all stuff that you probably have on hand. Number 4, you're going to take an old sock, something that you might have felt like it might be time to get rid of this, or maybe its mate has never been found and it's the lone wolf sock. Great, it's going to become your new dust rag, okay? It's a great idea because it allows you to use these finger papples, phalanges as the tool and device without it falling off your hand, trying to use a rag that's not staying on and working appropriately. It kind of does double duty here because, again, a good old tube sock or something, that's going to help you clean like fan blades. You could do blinds with it even. Other weird areas where you can get like your fingertips or the ends of your fingers into crevices and stuff. You can do that with a sock on your hand pretty easily. So an old sock is a great dusting tool, as well as dryer sheets. I have a stockpile of dryer sheets from where I've stockpiled laundry detergent and fabric softener and all of that. I recently made my own laundry detergent. I can link that video for you in the description box if you'd like to see. But I also have switched a few months ago to using wool dryer balls, and I just put different essential oils on the wool dryer balls and put those in with my laundry. I have a bunch of dryer sheets and I don't want them to go to waste, and I do use them from time to time, but they make great dusting cloths. That might be something that y'all already knew, that your mama or your grandmama taught you, but I did not know that dryer sheets make great dusting rags, dusting cloths. And it's great because it is something that you can toss and throw away and not have to add to your laundry pile from dirtying up a sock or a dust rag of a different type. You can just toss it and throw it away, which is always kind of nice. Speaking of dusting, the other thing that I feel like, especially when you live in an older home like we do, cleaning our baseboards can honestly be such a pain in the butt because the house has shifted and moved, and so it's not like this perfectly flush. Some of them have like a little bit of like almost like a crack between the baseboard and the wall and stuff. It can just be a pain in the butt. And also, I'm getting older and my back hurts all the time anyways. I saw a meme the other day that said every relationship, every marriage has one person whose back hurts and one person whose stomach has issues. I'm both people in my marriage. But anyways, crawling around on the hardwood floor and trying to dust baseboards and stuff, I've seen people talk about using like the toilet wand things and stuff, which is great, but it hurts my back, okay? Now listen, you can just take a good old handy dandy broom. You can take a cloth if you have like microfiber cloths. You can use like an old t-shirt, again, if you use those kind of rags, and just wrap them around your broom. Use a little hair tie, hold those onto the broom, and then just go around and clean the baseboards while you get to stand upright like the human being that you are, while you get to walk on just two legs instead of crawling around on your hands and knees like you're a dog, okay? I love this technique for cleaning baseboards, and I'll admit that sometimes I do it with the broom with nothing over it. I'm just like, you want to be careful not to like scratch up your walls. Sometimes brooms have weird stuff stuck in them if you don't see it, and then you could scratch your walls or wallpaper or paint or whatever, so be careful. But I have been known to clean a baseboard a time or two with a broom with nothing on it. But wrapping some kind of cloth or t-shirt around the broom will definitely prevent you from ruining anything in the process, and get those baseboards nice and clean and dust free. Okay, the next thing, when you live in an older home, certain parts of cleaning, spring cleaning, regular cleaning, it doesn't matter, can be more complicated. Our window situation, old windows in a number of our rooms, and if you look at like the sills and the seals, like the weather seals and stuff, it is so hard to get in there and clean those cracks and crevices, okay? The nooks and crannies. Grab an old toothbrush and some Q-tips. I do like deep clean on my windows in the spring for my spring clean. You know, when it's like more sunny out, you're gonna have curtains open all the time and stuff. To me, it's the perfect time. You honestly just notice how dirty your windows and stuff are. Giving those a deep clean with a toothbrush and some Q-tips in those nooks and crannies will just make it so much easier to really give those the deep clean that they deserve. Okay, speaking of the windows and blinds, now I have seen at the store these little like tongs with a thing on them, these little plastic things. They're not crazy expensive, but it's also just like another tool device thing to buy. I've looked at them probably 4 times and that's like another thing for me to add to my pile of cleaning stuff. And I love cleaning stuff, but that's really its only purpose. I like to add things to my cleaning repertoire, but I like them to be multi-purpose if I can. So we can totally recreate that same thing to clean blinds by taking a pair of kitchen tongs, wrapping a microfiber cloth around them, and going to town cleaning those blinds, okay? You can recreate that, and both the kitchen tongs and the microfiber cloth have many other purposes in your home. So you're doing the same thing, you're creating that same cleaning apparatus just out of stuff you already have, instead of buying anything new that's just this one little tool that could get lost or broken or whatever as well. And I know it's not expensive, but you don't have to spend any more money or add anything else to your cleaning pile to get the same effect, you know? Okay, next, let's just have a moment of silence, not really, but a moment of appreciation for vinegar, okay? I have a love-hate relationship with vinegar. I know people that clean their whole house, like everything in their house with vinegar, and the smell of it for that is too much for me. I do need a break from it for that purpose. But vinegar is like, do you remember my Greek wedding with the guy with like Windex? He's like spraying Windex all over everything. You have an ouchie, Windex. I feel like that is kind of like the story of vinegar. It does so much. It's such a great product. Our first use, our first tip, our first hack for vinegar. I could go off on a whole tangent that I'm not going to about our septic system, toilets in our house. We are a family of 10. We have 8 children, and every single one of us, all 10 of us, pees and poops in our toilets. Can you believe it? We fill up our septic tank outside. This house wasn't built, the septic wasn't built for so many people. We're constantly having to have it emptied. So I am very cognizant and aware of drains, clogs, toilets, keeping them clean, keeping them as free as I can from buildup and stuff. So I am always kind of testing, trying new things. I've tried a number of products here, but one of the best things to do as far as the toilet goes is to take the lid off of the tank on the back of your toilet and pour vinegar in there, just some like white vinegar, white distilled vinegar, whatever. Pour that in there and just let it sit for about 30 minutes. While it sits, it's going to do the work of breaking up buildup and stuff. And then you're just gonna do a few flush cycles there. But vinegar actually has some really good properties that allow it to break down some of the buildup that can accumulate through your pipes and all of that in your toilet. So don't overlook vinegar for drain related things, as well as baking soda. That's a different tip hack for a different video. You can also use vinegar to clean your washing machine. So our washing machines obviously get buildup over time, and if you notice that your clothes are smelling kind of musty, sometimes you can think it's your laundry detergent, or did I forget to put laundry detergent in or something, but a lot of times it just can be because your washing machine needs to be cleaned. So you can just use a simple product like vinegar. For a lot of the like cleaning your washer things, you have to empty it and run it empty with baking soda and all that kind of stuff in it. For this, you can fill it up with clothes, and then you just pour 1 cup of vinegar on top in with the clothes and run the load. And again, that's going to do the same thing as far as breaking things down, breaking up buildup, and helping to get rid of like the kind of musty odors and smells and stuff that might be hanging out in there in your washing machine. And you can do this while you're doing laundry at the same time, so you're not feel like you're wasting the water of running the cleaning cycle with nothing else in there. Okay, my last spring cleaning hack and tip for you is about cleaning your sponges. I have discovered that I have a strange but sort of intense love for sponges and different types of cleaning sponges. I've tried a bunch of different ones, probably because I'm constantly cleaning stuff and I want it to be faster and better and more efficient. So I'm always trying different sponges, but I have a few favorites. And while you should be throwing out your sponges, you shouldn't keep them forever and ever. You certainly can clean and sanitize them. Like if a sponge sits in your sink with like some old dishes and maybe it sits in some nasty dishwater for a while, you can attempt to revive it, bring it back to life. There's a couple of ways to do this with vinegar. You can soak the sponge in vinegar for about 5 minutes and then just give it a good rinse. Sometimes I'll soak it for 5 minutes in vinegar and then put it into the dishwasher with my next load of dishes and wash it in there. But as far as killing bacteria and stuff on it, a great way to do that is in the microwave. Same thing, except you just want to get that sponge nice and fully moist, wet, put water on it, wring it out. You don't want it sopping wet, but you want it full, the sponginess full of water. Wring it out, pop it in the microwave for 5 minutes, and it's gonna obviously dry out all that moisture you put in it, but the heat of the microwave is also gonna kill bacteria. Now, not 100%, I think it's like 99.98% of bacteria. It's a lot, but if depending on what you've used the sponge for and you're trying to actually sanitize and clean it, that can be a great way using the microwave. But you can also, just like I said, soak it in that vinegar, girl, for 5 minutes. Those are my hacks and tips for spring cleaning. Those are things that I feel like make things go faster, easier. They don't take a bunch of specialty products. A lot of this stuff you probably already have around your house. Hopefully, at least some of these were new to you and will be helpful for you in your spring cleaning or anytime cleaning. Hopefully they're useful to you, okay? That's the point. I made this video because I want it to be useful to you. That is it for today, y'all, and I will see you guys again very soon. Bye.